Jackson Radio Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Kevin Jackson here. KJRadio.com. You can get the show on demand 24/7, and I hope you do. So I talked earlier a little bit about supporting the NFL players who didn't take a knee. We're going to have some memes going out on that to remind people that not everybody thinks the way these leftists want you to believe these people think. There are lots of blacks, the overwhelming number of blacks, not only in NFL, but in America, do not buy into the nonsense that gets perpetrated by the handful of those who say, oh, this is the way it is in the black community. The majority of blacks in this country raise, their families well. Whether they're with their significant other or not, they take care of their kids. They're gainfully employed. They contribute to this nation and so on and so forth. But it's that handful of blacks that get all the press. The ones that want to beat up cops, kill cops, sue when people get shot and so on and so forth, and act like the world is against them. Don't believe the hype. Just because they vote Democrat doesn't mean they're completely stupid. They've just been sold a bill of goods in many cases, and believe it or not, there are a lot of them who do not vote Democrat. Don't believe that hype either. Many of them don't think like these idiotic Democrats, these clowns. So we want to support the people that show that, that the narrative is a lie. And we've got to do that. I want to move over to the NFL a little bit more. Yeah, we talked about some of the things, the antics of people. Certain people sat and, they kneeled but put their hands over their hearts. Now, I chuckle at those guys because they think that we're stupid. That what they're trying to say is, I support my flag and my country, but I kneel for my brothers who are, killed by cops. You can't kneel for a lie. Look, if you want to kneel because you're mad at Planned Parenthood for killing black babies in crazy amounts of numbers, I'm right there with you. I'm kneeling with you. I don't necessarily believe you should make it as a political statement, against in terms of the football league. But if you want to tell me I'm mad at Planned Parenthood for killing black babies at an outrageous percentage, and I'm going to kneel for that, that's not going to negatively impact your sport. First of all, most of these abortionists aren't watching the sport anyway. They're playing, footsies with each other at some gay bar. But, if you want to kneel, again, I'm not condoning any type of political statement, but if you want to kneel for something that's not anti-American, that's not anti-flag, anti-veteran, anti-American taxpayer, then do it. Tell me I'm kneeling because because kneeling is prayer. Kneeling means I'm giving myself up to something greater than I. And the idea of young black thugs getting killed, dealing heroin or stealing from bodegas or resisting arrest, I'm not kneeling down for that. I'm never kneeling down for that. But anyway, so yeah, a few players left. The NFL, I was thinking, and I'm sure some of you were, was going to take a hard stance against these clowns. I thought the NFL was going to say, look, you kneel, it's over, whatever Jerry Jones did. And for the record, it's only a handful of people now. It's really down to a small amount. It's almost embarrassing, to be honest with you. So you've got these guys kneeling, and then, what happened? The numbers were down. I don't go around counting stadium attendance and things like that, but I would really love to look at stadium attendance week upon week and say, here are the numbers, and watching it go down. It's just too much research for my team, but I bet you it's going down every week, and it's going to continue to drop. And I'm looking at the ratings, and I'm seeing that they're not very good. I don't know really what to believe because it's fake news that's telling you, well, it's flat or it's dipped a bit. How do you keep putting spin on something that is going down? So it's dipping, it's dipping, it's dipping, it's dipping. And, I'm sitting here going, when does it end? So I was asking myself, what would happen if the NFL laid out this new strategy that says you don't stand for the national anthem, you get fined, $250,000 or whatever, and you're going to get suspended for a game. I think it would end, honestly, right there. But if you were hardcore and you say you get suspended for one game plus $250,000 fine. You do it again, you get a $500,000 fine, and you're suspended for 2 more games. You do it a third time, you're out for the season, and you're fined $1 million. I think it's over. I think the league begins to recover. I think, look, at this point, I know there's a lot of us that aren't forgive and forget, but I think a bunch of us would forgive and forget. You kind of miss the sport. I don't really miss it, to be honest with you. I look at it as a big-time distraction. So I saw this thing that came out, and the guy's name is Anish Parekh, and he's responding to a guy, and he says, you disrespected us bad. I missed my son's game to watch you guys play. Absolutely crappy, not acceptable for Super Bowl team. And then Ricardo, he's saying this to a guy named Ricardo Allen, I guess, who plays for the team, the Atlanta Falcons. I'm just looking at the thing here. And Ricardo Allen responds back, you disrespected your son by skipping his game to become a fan at something you have no ties to. Get priorities right before coming at me. And I thought to myself, what? I don't know whether this guy, Ricardo Allen, who appears to play for the Falcons, I don't know whether he kneeled or whatever. I don't know what his stance was. But he's a black player. And I'll tell you this, what a great response. Because this guy Anish was he was just retweeting what another guy had put that said, I miss my son's game to watch you guys. And that's kind of the way I see football. Is I was investing so much time in this sport and not getting anything out of it. I mean, you could say, well, it's fun to watch. Yeah, as a former football player, I really liked the sport. I played it at one point in my life. Probably could have gotten into college and played it, but I just didn't want to. And then I became a fan because it's almost a rite of passage. You got to become a fan if you're a man. But then there came a point where I was like, this is a waste of my time. These guys don't even take it seriously. They lose a game, and it's like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, I lost. I remember losing a game when I was a player at anything, and I was mad. I was dejected. I was mad for me. I was mad for my team. Not in an angry way like y'all suck, and I wasn't hard on myself. It was like, why didn't we win? We're out here to win. It taught me competitive spirit, but I'm like, why bother? Anyway, let me get to these ratings real quick because we're gonna run out of time. So they said it's down, dip of 4% in their demo, and a 3% decline in the total sets of eyeballs from the comparative, non-adjusted results of the October 8th matchup between Kansas City and Houston. So the numbers are down, and they're going to remain down. And all the NFL has to do is just say, look, guys, you win. And I'm going to tell you something. I want the win. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm a winner, and I want the win.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.